Hey, how are you? My name is Jeremy. I'm going to be reading from this book, Leadership Theory and Practice by Northouse. I'm in Chapter 7. I'm going to be on page 141. Chapter 7 is Leader-Member Exchange Theory. Page 141, Later Studies. After the first set of studies, there was a shift in the focus of LMX theory, whereas the initial studies of this theory addressed primarily the nature of the differences between in-group and out-groups. A subsequent line of research addressed how LMX theory was related to organizational effectiveness. Specifically, these studies focused on how the quality of leader-member exchanges was related to positive outcome for leaders, followers, groups, and the organization in general. Researchers found that high-quality leader-member exchanges produced less employee turnover, more positive performance evaluations, higher frequency of promotions, greater organizational commitment, more desirable work assignments, better job attitudes, more attention and support from the leader, greater participation and faster career progress over 25 years. In a long site. Okay, in a meta-analysis of 164 LMX studies, Gerstner and Day in 1997 found that leader-member exchanges was consistently related to member job performance, satisfaction, overall and supervisory, commitment, role conflict, and clarity and turnover intentions. In addition, they found strong support in these studies for the psychometric properties of the LMX-7 questionnaire included in this chapter. For purposes of research, they highlighted the importance of measuring leader-member exchange from the perspective of both the leader and the follower. Most recently, researchers are investigating the processual nature of leader-member exchange and how work relationships are co-constructed through communication. Hill-Kang and CEO in 2014 studied the role of electronic communication in employee empowerment and work outcomes and found that a higher degree of electronic communication between leaders and followers resulted in more positive leader-member relationships. Amelin, Hodges, and Baker in 2017 analyzed leader communication behaviors and developed scales to assess how these behaviors can affect the growth or stagnation of leader-member relationships. Based on a review of 130 studies of LMX research conducted since 2002, Anadu, Hugh, Linden, and Vidyarthi in 2011, sometimes I won't read the references or the sites, found that interest in studying leader-member exchange has not diminished. A large majority of these studies, 70%, examined the antecedents and outcomes of leader-member exchange. The research trend shows increased attention to the context surrounding LMX relationships, group dynamics, analyzing leader-member exchanges from individual and group levels, and studying leader-member exchanges with non-U.S. samples, Malik in 2015, or racially diverse dyads, Randolph and Singh in 2016. For example, using a sample of employees in a variety of jobs in an Israel organization, Atwater and Carmeli in 2009 examined the connection between employees' perceptions of leader-member exchange and their energy and creativity at work. They found that perceived high-quality leader-member exchange was positively related to feeling of energy in employees, which in turn was related to greater involvement in creative work. LMX theory was not directly associated with creativity, but it served as a mechanism to nurture people's feelings, which then enhanced their creativity. Illes and Nagrag and Morganson in 2007 did a meta-analysis of 51 research studies that examined the relationship between leader-member exchange and employee citizenship behaviors. Citizenship behaviors are discretionary employee behaviors that go beyond the prescribed role, job description, or reward system. They found a positive relationship between the quality of leader-member relationships and citizenship behavior. In other words, followers who had higher quality relationship with their leaders were more likely to engage in more discretionary positive payback behaviors that benefited the leader and the organization. This is good. Researchers have also studied how LMX theory is related to empowerment, Malik and others in 2015. Harris, Wheeler, and Kakmar in 2009 explored how empowerment moderates the impact of leader-member exchange on job outcomes such as job satisfaction, turnover, job performance, and organizational citizenship behaviors. Based on 2 samples of college alumni, they found that empowerment and leader-member exchange quality had a slight synergistic effect on job outcomes. The quality of leader-member exchange mattered most for employees who felt little empowerment. For these employees, high-quality leader-member exchange appears to compensate for the drawbacks of not being empowered. Vollmer, Spurk, and Neeson in 2012 investigated the role of job autonomy in the relationship between leader-member exchange and creativity of followers. Their study of a high-technology firm found that greater autonomy increased the positive relationship between leader-member exchange and creativity at work. In essence, these findings clearly illustrate that organizations stand to gain much from having leaders who can create good working relationships. When leaders and followers have good exchanges, they feel better and accomplish more, and the organization prospers. Cool. That is page 141 through 143. That is Later Studies, Chapter 7, Leader-Member Exchange Theory. That was my favorite. See ya.